Coming back today, we have one of our sponsored professional MMA fighters, Lenny Rufati, who is fighting for CFFC 86. He's going to be fighting October 29th at the 2300 Arena in Philadelphia. He'll be fighting Johan Lanai, who is a 4-0 fighter. Lenny's 4-2 with 2 knockouts. Representing Rufus Sport out there in Milwaukee with Duke Rufus and that group of killers in that room. So Lenny, thanks for taking the time to join us today. Glad we got to sit down and have this interview. How you feeling? How's it going leading into this last 2 weeks of camp?
Oh, good, man. Everything is great. Weight is good. Injury bug is away. So, life is good. And, yeah, I'm ready, man. I can't wait, man. Like you said, it's been way too long for me.
Yeah, and we were talking a little bit offline, and then we'd talked in the past. Pretty much since you made the decision that you were going to fight MMA, you've basically been in the cage, right? You've been in a constant camp, if you want to call it that. And then, you were fighting every, month to 2 months to 3 months since your first amateur fight. With this being this long layoff due to COVID and other things that are going on, have you really been kind of chomping at the bit to get back in the cage? How have you felt just training and not really, fighting every 2 to 3 months?
Hey, honestly, it kind of felt good to just focus on getting better and not always having something coming up, or you just focus, on technique and stuff like that. You're always focused on technique, but with not having a fight coming up, it was a little discouraging, to be honest, for me, because I'm a competitor, man. I like to always get in there, but I'm still always in the gym either way. So, but when you have especially when you got an opponent lined up, then it's like, all right, now it's go time. Now it's let's go.
Yeah, and you've kind of been the kind of fighter who, from what I've seen, you'll pretty much fight anybody, right? You just put me in there. Want to test myself. Want to see how how I stack up against these guys. So Johan's coming off a pretty big win at his last fight, and you're going in against a tough opponent. So from the fights that I've seen of you in the past, you kind of impose your will on people, right? You like to have heavy pressure, get people to the ground where you can really start to use that power that you have and kind of put people to sleep once they're there. Do you see this fight kind of going that same way? Is that where you want this fight to be?
Pretty much, but I mean, anything could happen. I've knocked guys out on the feet too. I have multiple knockouts on the feet with the left hook. So, whether the left hook puts him to sleep or not, either way, he'll be worried about it, and then I'll grab him and put him down. And I feel very confident about it. He's like a kickboxing coach at he's got his own gym or something, and it's a good matchup for me. I like it. You say he's tough, and sure, everybody's tough that gets in the cage. He hasn't. Other than his last, all of his opponents combined have the same amount of wins as my last one does. He's fought no one good. He just fought Connor Dixon, who was good, but also, I looked up Connor's record. He hadn't really fought anybody good other than Johan, it seemed like. Respect to all fighters. I'm just saying, just from analyzing. I mean, I'll look good if I fight somebody that, that doesn't really have that much training either. From Johan fought a couple guys that had like zero grappling, I think, or like karate or something. Nothing's wrong with karate as long as you know how to do a little bit of everything else. Yeah. But no, man, I feel great about it. He's coming to my hometown area. I'm from Cherry Hill, New Jersey. I was raised, and we're going to be in Philly. And he's coming all the way from Canada. So I feel like I have everything going my way.
And, we talked a little bit offline. He's coming down from Canada, and you'll be basically in your backyard, right? 2300 Arena is, good baseball player might be able to hit it from your house. You said the fight sold out, but are you going to have some friends and family that are able to, attend and watch you fight here?
Yeah, as of right now, I got one table. As of right now, I was able to get one table. I'll probably be able to secure maybe another one or two when fight week happens. I'm not sure yet, but either way, that doesn't matter. What will matter is getting my hand raised and celebrating with my family and friends afterwards. They'll be there, even if they can't be inside the building. They'll be upstairs at the hotel or whatever.
Yeah, and they'll be, looking forward to, seeing you get your hand raised, and then, obviously, yeah, like you said, celebrating afterwards, which is, not something that you really put too much thought into before the fight, because, right, the focus is on the fight, but it must feel nice, going into a fight back in your hometown where you kind of have fought, a little bit of everywhere, but up and down the East Coast, things like that. But to be so close to home has to be kind of an added benefit for you.
Oh yeah, man. No, nice. I usually get fought at Ring of Combat in Atlantic City. That's about 50 minutes from my house. And now Philly's the opposite direction, only 15 minutes. So I'm very blessed, man. I'm happy that all the local promoters respect me, and they want me on their show. So most shows have been closed right now because of the pandemic. So the fact that they called me and asked me to come, I'm like, yeah, man, I'm not going to be picky and choosy on who you want me to go. You want me to go with him? That was the first option. I'm like, let's do it. Don't even ask. I just want to get in there. I don't want them to say, oh, well, you refused him, so maybe next show. Nope. I just said, let's go. I want to get in. I'm 32 years old. I had my first fight when I was 28 with no background at all. I just love fighting. I just love competing.
And that brings up an interesting point, right? You've been fighting pretty often, like we hit on earlier, the last
I
4 years.
went
And
6 and 8 months with 3 knockouts as an amateur with no background, no wrestling, no nothing. Believe it or not, I only trained a year at my first gym, Method MMA in Maryland. Had very good guidance there. And yeah, man, I've been addicted ever since that very first fight I had, which was a 14-second knockout.
yeah, and that addiction is real, and it's something that keeps drawing you back to the cage. Now, you made the decision to pretty much uproot your life, right? Go to Rufus Sport, and you've been training there with Duke Rufus, and some of the best athletes on the planet, right? Some of the best
Yeah.
guys that go into the cage, training in that gym every day.
Oh,
How has that helped you physically, but not only physically, but also mentally in your preparation for MMA?
well, Coach Duke Rivers, he loves fighters. He loves fighting. He loves knowledge about the sport. He has so much knowledge of the sport. He's in the gym all the time. He's always watching. He knows all of us from like the back of his hand and our style and what we like. And he knows how to masterfully manipulate us into molding us to be the best fighters. He'll tell me what I need to work on. He'll be like, hey, you missed this. Hey, you missed that. Or, hey, good job on this. The fact that we have that every time we're there sparring or rolling is awesome. It's, not too many guys have that. I know when I was on the East Coast, sometimes you got to drive here for wrestling, drive there for sparring, drive there for – here we got everything under one roof, brother. I mean, yeah, it's Wisconsin, cows and cheese, but man, we get it in here, man. It's a true blessing to be here.
And to kind of touch on that whole driving, right, to different gyms to get different training and whatnot. Someone who's a good friend of yours, Ryan Farrow, he kind of made a name for himself by he drives all over the East Coast, right? Training people, holding pads for people, working with people. And you guys, the way that I understand it, went to high school together, have stayed friends all through this, through this sport. And now he's going to actually be cornering you again in this fight. So how has that relationship with Ryan kind of helped you, where you guys are both kind of rising through the sport together, him both fighting and coaching, and then you on the fighting side?
Oh man, Ryan, he's an awesome dude. He's very respectful. He knows how to make you feel good in the locker room and feel good and confident when you come out, and that's why I think everybody loves the guy. He was always a nice kid in high school. He's very knowledgeable. He's the one that convinced me to move out to Milwaukee. By the way, I had a training session with Ryan and Andre Petrosky, who's fighting this weekend, about like in December 2017, like 3 years ago. Me and Andre went there to go train with Ryan. And Paul Felder was there. And Paul Felder told me he trains at Rufus Sport. I'm like, all right, shoot. Well, I guess I'll go there. I went there. He ended up cornering me last year too, by the way, Paul did. But no, man, it's freaking awesome. I'm very happy with what I'm doing with my life right now. I don't see myself doing anything else in the time being right now. I want to fight till I'm at least 40.
And I mean,
See what happens.
the way that you train, take care of your body, 40 is not even old anymore. 40 used to be, people were out of the sport.
And,
Now, you could fight till 40, no problem.
Right. And it's not like I've been getting hit in the head
Exactly.
20. It just started a couple years ago.
Yeah, you don't have like that kind of that wear and tear on your body like guys have been wrestling since they're six, or those Thai fighters who've been in 150 fights by the time they get there. So,
Right.
32, some people would think is a little bit old in the sport, but when you don't have that mileage on your body, you might feel as fresh as someone every day who is 22, 23, going into the gym.
You got it. And you understand this, I think, more than most guys that do interviews. You fought yourself, so you know what it's all about. You know
Yeah,
how to
and
relate to it.
it's funny because when you started fighting when you were 28, I'm sure you felt phenomenal going into the gym, and now you might have like a little, oh, like my elbow sore, or this is kind of bothering me, and then you train with those guys that are those kind of those jujitsu lifers who are in their 50s and they're still getting it after on the mat, and you're like, yeah, so you can do this at a pretty high level for a very long time, but it comes down to the recovery, right? Rest and recovery is so important and crucial to just showing up every day.
Oh yeah. Oh no, absolutely. You gotta be smart. Like our coach Duke says, under 25 years old, you can overtrain. Over 25 years old, you got to be smart. Listen to your body. So I'm in that category.
You and me both. You and me both. I'll be 30 tomorrow, so I'm gonna get into that category soon.
Happy birthday.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it. So before I let you go, I just wanted to you know kind of kick it to you. I know you got a lot of people that are supporting you. I see you all over the East Coast, right? When you're here visiting your family, you were up in New York, you were in Philly, you were in, all over New Jersey. So I wanted to give you some time to kind of kick it to anybody who's been supporting you since that first fight, 4 years ago, sponsors, training partners, friends and family. Just kind of take some time to, give back to the people that have been helping you out.
Sure, real quick before I forget. So I got to thank Craig Eckelberg here. He's been holding pads for me. We've been training together, wrestling and all that. He's going to join the Wisconsin Army National Guard, so I wish him very much luck, and he'll be back when he's done training in a few months. But also Manny Sanchez, Rafian Stotts, Gerald Mearshart, all studs, Bellator studs at UFC. I'm honored to learn from them. Obviously, Coach Duke Rufus. We're very lucky. I wanted to also thank my first gym, Method MMA. They'll be there. Eddie Abney will be cornering me. He's a black belt in jiu-jitsu. He runs his own school out there in Northern Maryland. So he always comes to my fights. He's my my day one guy. And then surprise, surprise, I'll have Ryan Farrow cornering me also. So I can only have two corners this time because COVID. I'm 3-0 with Ryan, so he's good luck charm.
Good.
Quick, so I got to thank my management, Sucker Punch Entertainment, right? My Fight Space, MMA Company. You guys are awesome. I'm really glad we hooked up. Elite Events in New York City. It's a Albanian concert promotion in New York City. My cousin Benny Hoja runs it with his partner Agi Muya. Lakeshore Realty, Section247.com, Talk Show. My old high school football coach runs that, by the way. Tony and Tina's Burek and Pizza in the Bronx. Harry's Prohibition Bistro, fine Italian dining here in Wisconsin, Sheboygan. Gruppi Musicor Melodia. He's a singer. My brother, Haiti Mamati, the guy always shows up, always supports me, finds me sponsors too. He's awesome. Cabinet Depot in Newark, New Jersey. The Machine Inside in the same area. Plaza Pizza in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. My dad's restaurant. My sister's restaurant here in Wisconsin, Parkside Family Restaurant. Amore CBD and Besso Auto Repair. Sorry, I got so many. I have a good problem.
Yeah, it's exactly not a bad problem to have. The more support, the better. It's great for people supporting local regional MMA and, getting out there and putting their name in the hat for you.
What about you, John? Are you fighting again? Out of
Uh,
curiosity.
yeah, so funny you asked.
You're young.
I just talked to Bickings yesterday. Talked to him about possibly making another walk to the cage in February. So give me a little bit of time to, get back into the swing of things. Just been training jiu-jitsu lately, not doing a whole lot of MMA, but I'll have to get back down there and see Ryan and those guys training at Algio's on Wednesdays. So I'll talk to Mike a
Nice.
little bit more. He's got an amateur card that he's putting on here in December. and then we'll talk from there. I'll probably be cornering Christian Carr, another one of our guys at that card. So looking forward to it. Hopefully February.
Awesome, dude. That's awesome. You're going to be cornering at CFFC, you said?
No. Mike's card, the Art of War card in December. I'll probably be cornering there as long as Christian Carr gets an opponent.
Awesome. Okay, very cool. Well, either way, I'll see you in about 2 weeks. I think I
Awesome.
got to pick up a bit. You guys are able to make it.
Yeah. We'll see what we can do. Try to get down there either way, and we'll see you then.
Thank you, John. And say hello to Alex. And you guys are awesome.
No problem, Lenny. I'll talk to you soon. Good luck.
All right, good night.
Thanks.